In this video, we're going to look at the payment function, which is a function that calculates a monthly payment for something like a car loan or a mortgage or a similar type of payment. As you can see, I've already got the home loan calculator partially filled in. I filled in the annual percent interest rate, or the annual percentage rate, the payments per year, the number of years that they're planning to do the loan, and I think I need to change that to 20 for this first part. And I also have the amount of money that they're going to borrow. So you'll see that some of these items have next to them in red lettering rate and per PV and payment. Those represent the items that are the arguments in the payment function. So before we get started on this, I want to first of all calculate the monthly interest rate. That 6% represents the rate for a 12-month period, and you don't want to calculate interest based on, or you don't want to calculate the payment using the annual interest rate, because your payment will come out wrong. So what we need to do is divide this by 12. So I'm going to enter a quick formula where I'm going to divide the 6% by 12 for 12 months, and that comes out to be 0.5% per month. Then I also need to calculate the number of payments. So here's the number of years for the life of the loan. I need to multiply that times 12. So I'm going to enter another formula here, and I'm going to multiply the months by the years, and that gives me the total number of payments that I will make over the life of that loan. So now I have all the basic arguments ready for my payment function. So I'm going to click in cell B10, which is where I want the answer or the monthly payment to show up. I will then go to the Formulas tab on the ribbon, and I will, in the function library, click on the financial functions, and there are quite a few of them, so you'll have to scroll down to find the payment function, the PMT. And so here are the function arguments for the payment function, and you'll see that there are two that are in lighter type. And last week when we discussed functions, I mentioned that there are certain functions that have optional arguments, and this future value and type are both optional arguments. So these red words over here correspond to the arguments in the function. So the first argument is the rate, so I'm going to click on the 0.5%. And then the second argument is N per, which stands for the number of periods in the loan, or the number of payments. So I will click on B7. And the final argument is the present value, or the amount of money that you are borrowing. So now I have all of the required arguments for this formula, so I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And there I have my monthly payment for a $200,000 loan for 20 years at 6% in interest. Now, this is another function that you really need to think about when you get to the answer part. If, for example, I had made the mistake of using the 6%, the annual interest rate, in the formula, my payment would probably be over $10,000. So I should know at that point that I have made a mistake, because a monthly mortgage payment is usually somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500 depending on how much money you have borrowed. Okay, so the nice thing about using this payment function is I can experiment with different loan terms. For example, what if I got a 30-year mortgage? And what if I borrowed less money? For example, $175,000. So as you can see, once you've got this set up, you can manipulate your numbers to see what your options are and to find the payment that would best fit your budget. So that is the payment function.